Right then, Mark. Final week, you're right in the mix. It's something you've been talking about for a number of weeks. Make sure you're there for the final week. You are, so it's a case of game on.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly a situation we'd have taken 4, 5, 6 games ago. So, yeah, great situation to find ourselves in. We knew the 3 games that we were trying to get to. 3 tough games, but the next one's the one that's important, and 2 teams in, fairly good mindset. I think off the back of Accy's result the other night at Bolton, they'll be really up for the game and have put themselves back in the driving seat almost. And our recent form has done the same as well. So it's a game that both teams probably need to win. So it'll make it a really interesting afternoon and the start of a week for us that sees us try and complete this task.
In a strange sort of way, is there an element where Accrington winning at Bolton does help you out a little bit in that their mindset, how they approach the game, will be a bit more obvious than perhaps would otherwise have been the case?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I think the definite thing you can always guarantee from an Accy team is that they'll be flat out and hard at it, and there'll be a good atmosphere in the ground. I think what it means is it doesn't actually change the situation for us at all. You know, we're fighting to get to the last week, and you get to the last week now, and you've got to win games. So simple as that. Nothing really changes for us. Maybe the motivation of the opposition's changed, or is slightly different. Who knows? But from our point of view, the task is the task. We've got to this position now, and now it's down to us to win games to get across the line. Whether it's 2, 3 wins that we need, who knows? But certainly we've got to try and start that Saturday with a really positive result and try and win the game to set ourselves up for the final 2.
I know it's not technically, mathematically in your hands, but does it feel that way in that if you get the 3 wins, you would say it is almost certain that you would see yourself over the line? So in that sense, you can just focus on what you're going to do?
Absolutely. I mean, who's not bored of looking at the league table in the last 14 days and seeing what happens everywhere and trying to become a mathematician and work out everything? The situation's still the same. If we win our games, we'll be all right. Now, that's a tough task in itself. To win the next game is going to be a really tough task. To win 2 or 3 is going to be a really tough task. But in some senses, yes, it is in our hands. Because if we have a really good week and we've got the game on everybody next Wednesday, it will be down to us. But I think the first thing we have to do, and we've done this really well recently, is just we've got to go to Accy and win, and we've got to go to Accy and put in a really good performance. That's our aim for the weekend. Whether we need to win or not, who knows? We'll find out at 5 o'clock. But certainly from our point of view, we want to go there to win, and we want to go there and set up the week with a really positive result. But we know how difficult that will be.
And over the past month or so, you have dealt with a wide variety of different challenges, different teams. You've got momentum in that sense as well?
Yeah, and we're playing well. We've played well for a while now, and played well and not got results, then played well and got results, then had some really tough games recently, but been competitive in them. And it sets us up nicely. We're in a good position where lots of players are fit and really pleased with the options that we've got and the players that are available, and hopefully that sets us up well for what will be a really exciting weekend. Nerve-wracking for everybody, I get that, but for us, like for me, it's fun. You know, we're in a situation we probably didn't expect to be in or look like we wouldn't have been in, and now we've got to look like we're enjoying the challenge because it's a great situation we find ourselves in, and one that we've got to go and wholeheartedly commit to and attack as best we can, and see if we can do it.
In some respects, nerves, a bit of tension is going to be inevitable. You talk about enjoying it. Is a big part of that finding different ways for different players, knowing that people will react in different ways to get to where they need to be and to get the best out of them?
Yeah, maybe, but I think we've looked like that recently. You know, we've played without too much of a pressure on us. Obviously, there is a pressure and there is an expectation, and we know the consequences of the games, but we haven't let that overawe us at all and override us at all. We've been really focused and played quite well. So I think that's the aim. I mean, the truth is, once the whistle blows, it's not much fun because it's just tension until it's over, and hopefully you get the right result. But you've got to go into it looking forward to it, and we do a pretty good job. You know, we have a pretty good living, and it's great that we get to play in the games that matter. You want games that matter at the other end, but in the end, if we can finish in above the line and stay in the league this year, it'll be a massive achievement from where we were. So that's what we're fighting for, and I hope that the players are looking forward to the challenge. They're certainly training and behaving like they are, and it's on us to go and deliver that this weekend.
And there's always a sense as a manager that once the game starts, you're a bit powerless, certainly relative to the players who are out there and can directly impact the match. I guess that feeling ramps up even more in this sort of a week where you are not only looking at your game, but you know there are factors else where you know it will be a complete roller coaster at one point. Even if we get to the final day, at one point it'll be going well, then it will completely turn around, and where you end up after 90 minutes can be very different from various points during the game. As a manager, does it get any tougher than that? Is that quite a tricky thing to stay level-headed in all of those moments?
I don't know if it is really, not for me. I think because the only focus in our games is our game, and then whatever else happens, we have no control over it. So, when you watch games and or you're not playing and you watch all the other scores, and then the table looks like one thing after 10 minutes and then something else after 30, that is an emotional roller coaster I don't really want to jump on. So, to be honest, to just watch the game and do our own thing is the most important thing. And look, the permutations over the next 7 days can be massive, but that's not for us now either. We've got to go to Accrington and perform, and that's the only thing we've got to do. And then at 5 o'clock, we'll see what the situation is. And we know we have to win games, and we know that's on us. That's been on us for a while, and we've handled that well. So we've got to keep doing that.
I guess the big question mark with the team news is Lloyd Jones. Is he in a position where we could see him at any point this week? How's he getting on?
Yeah, we hope to. We'll see where he is for the weekend, but we do hope to see him. So we'll see how he is today and see how he shapes up. Everybody else is that has been fit is good to go. So, and some of them are closer to playing now than they have been. So yeah, we've got a real good selection to pick from.
And I presume at this stage with George Williams, it's a case of even if he gets fit, it's a bit late in the day for him, and with Liam going well, it's not a massive concern. Yeah,
it's probably really unlikely we'll see George now. His recovery from his knee injury is slow, so it's unlikely we'll see him in the next week. I mean, anything could happen over the next 7 days, obviously, but he's not anywhere close to running at the moment, so that probably means the time frame's going to be too short to see him by in the next 3 games.
And overall, as you say, and as you've said for a while, having a large proportion of the squad fit for this final week, and we've actually seen it in some of the recent games as well, being able to utilise the squad, use players from the bench, will most likely be really important.
No doubt, yeah. I think you look at the strongest teams in the league that have that ability to make so many good changes and not be weaker at all when they make them. It's incredible, really. The strength in depth of the league is so high. So we're certainly benefiting from that, and hopefully that comes to fruition in the next 7 days.
Well, that's great for me.
Mark, it looks like there might be a sellout 800 fans travelling to that in a ground that we found it difficult to get a result at. That's going to be a huge boost for the team.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised really, to be honest, when the results came in last week as they did, and you know, if the race is on, we know that people will be there for us. So I hope we have a massive crowd there Saturday, and they're really supportive and back the team. I hope the same at Bolton. I hope the same here against Forest Green, because I hope there's something riding on all those games. So yeah, brilliant following, brilliant support. I know they're on the side of the pitch, not behind the goal where they might like to be in that open terrace, but that'll be some home fans in there now. So look, we'll just hopefully make a right racket and give them a performance to be really proud of, and hopefully get them a result too.
Yes.
Mark, what do you make of Accrington as a side then?
I was at Bolton on Tuesday evening, so they played really well. They had an excellent result. Hard running, direct, aggressive team, press the life out of you, put the ball into your box and deliver the ball in from different areas, strong set play team, everything that they always are really. They've struggled a little bit for goals this season, and they've had some major injuries like we have, so we've had some similarities in the way in which our seasons have fallen, but they got a great result on Tuesday and they'll be boosted by that. So yeah, we'll need to make sure that we go there with the best organisation and aggression about us. We'll need to be physically really strong. But we'll need to be excellent with the ball. You know, the things for us in the next 3 games is how clinical can we be, how creative can we be, how composed can we be, and that will determine the outcome of these games. So that's going to be big for us.
With 3 games to go, is consistency in team selection important, or do you envisage making changes across the board?
I have no idea. Saturday's the only game we're thinking about. It's the game we have to do well in and have to get a result from. And after that, we'll deal with the next games. But the other games at the minute are a bit of an irrelevance to us because we have to win the first one and then see where we go from there.
Does the mini run of wins that you got before these 2 losses, has that given you and the squad confidence that you can stay up over these last 3 games?
Obviously, yeah. I mean, most important is give us a chance. If we didn't win them, we'd be out of it now. So the whole task was get to the last week. We're there, and now it's a shootout between quite a few of us to try and get across the line first of all. And we're still chasing those teams. We need to make sure that when we do go into the game after this one, we're still in it. And we've always said take it to the last last week. We've probably got to take it to the last game now and make sure that we're still there. But that starts Saturday. There's a good belief and confidence about us, but we also know how good we've got to be to get the results.
Just finally, why are you training at the Abbey today rather than at the training ground?
We got lunch with our sponsors today, so we're training on the pitch and then sitting down for a bite to eat with all the players and staff sponsors, which will be really nice.
Fair enough, thank you.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Donny.
Hello. Just one question. Michael Morrison and Ryan Bennett, when they arrived, he said that they would have a big part to play in the latter half of this season. What impact have they made on some of the younger players within the squad, which has helped you over the last few weeks?
Yeah, look, I don't think just younger. I mean, younger than them, yeah, but not necessarily younger. I mean, they're still young, really. They get put off as old people, but they're only young. Combined experience is huge, and they've been really good, really good. Understanding of the game's excellent. Support to me, to the team, very, very good. Michael's a leader, and he's played really well recently, I think, and is really determined to be part of a team next season that's playing in this league, which is great. Ryan Bennett's a dream. High standards, low maintenance, just gets his job done brilliantly, trains every day properly. And brings real composure to us. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how they're doing and the impact that they're having on the team and everybody, really, not necessarily the younger ones, because the average age of the team's probably increased a little bit, and they're helping everybody. So yeah, they're doing exactly what we want, and hopefully they can continue doing that over the last week.
Just adding on to that, you use that word composure again. Do you think that's going to be crucial in these last final three games?
Yeah, definitely. One because games can get frantic, people can get stressed, and we'll have to be good with the ball. If we're going to create chances and take them, be clinical, we'll need to be composed, but we also need to stay calm. I think the temperament of the team recently has been brilliant. We've played in some big games. The temperament of the team against Peterborough here in the win there was just outstanding. We handled everything that came our way and delivered a really convincing performance, and that is the test. So it's a finding a balance, because you need to be aggressive and intense and physically really committed and connected to the game, but you have to be composed enough to make good decisions and to be good with the ball. So we've got to find that sweet spot in these games for sure, and that's the challenge for us all.